What's good with it, Black Goose TV family? As always, double salute up in the game. Hopefully, everything is going absolutely amazing. I'm coming at y'all with another reaction video, and this has to do with Danny Garcia predicting, choosing, or maybe just saying his particular opinion when it comes to the upcoming supposed alleged Errol Spence versus Terence Crawford fight. Now, you know, all the YouTube channels, all the medias, well, not too much media when it comes to like the boxing news 24s and the boxing scenes and stuff like that. But a lot of YouTube channels, I'll say boxing YouTube channels, they're running with the fact that Terence Crawford versus Errol Spence is going to be happening either in October or November. A lot of people are saying November. It does look like it's a very, very strong possibility, but nothing is confirmed as of yet. So we will see when it comes to that. But since that is being floated around, a lot of people are talking about it. A lot of people are speculating. Obviously, there's going to be a lot of questions coming to the people who either were in the ring with Earl or in the ring with Terence to see how they feel about it. One of those fighters, one of those boxers happened to be our guy, Philly legend, Danny Garcia. He has the fight against Jose Benavidez Jr. coming up fairly soon. He's getting himself ready for his move up to 154. And of course, it's only right in the fashion of the media to ask him, what do they think? Or what does he think about the potential Spence Terence Crawford fight? Who does he think he was going to win? And how does he feel about it now? I don't know how clear and concise Danny's going to be, how he's going to answer this, right? I saw this video a couple days ago or yesterday, whatever it was. I was kind of skeptical about actually doing a reaction video because I was like, man, Danny's probably going to, play safe and he's probably going to kind of stay in the middle. But then I saw articles popping up where it seemed like he was kind of leaning toward one side and really giving his opinion on it. So when I saw that, I was like, all right, let me see if this is clickbait or not. Let me see if Danny really puts his foot down and says, I think this person is going to win, because I really would love to see that, because since Garcia was in there with Errol Spence, I think it would be interesting to see what his particular opinion on it, or an unbiased opinion to his head, or at least him experiencing what Earl did, watching Terence Crawford, him being a high-level boxer himself, Danny Garcia, and understanding the nuances of the game, just to see what his opinion is on this whole thing in regards to who he thinks is going to win, right? So hopefully we're going to get that from him. I don't know if he's actually going to say it, if he's going to, kind of be on the picket fence, which means he's going to be in the middle rather than, really leaning to one side. But I'm really hoping he's going to be transparent. He's going to be transparent and let us know what he truly thinks. Now, with that being said, before I get into this reaction video, y'all already know, man, hit that like button. Don't be scared. Subscribe to the channel. Road to 5K before the end of the year. Notification game, then comment on this joint as always, man. Let's go ahead and get into this goddamn reaction video. Let's see if Danny Garcia is straight up with us on his thoughts on Errol Spence versus Terence Crawford. Let's get it.
Hey, Danny, I gotta ask you, man. Obviously, you had a really close fight with Spence. You beat Crawford in the amateurs.
He said he had a really close fight with Errol Spence. Come on, man. Don't gas. He got beat all 12 rounds. I did not know he fought Terence Crawford in the amateurs and beat him. So that actually gives a lot more context to this particular question in his answer.
I know you think it's a 50-50 fight, man, but I'm not going to let you get off the hook, man. Like, who would you just lean towards in that fight between Spence and Crawford? You don't got to give me a winner, but just who would you lean towards, man?
Honestly, in the beginning, it was 50-50, but for some reason now I'm leaning towards more Spence. I feel like he's going to be too strong, too big for him.
Gotcha.
So I had to, so he's giving us a straight answer. He said he's leaning towards Spence. Now, the reason why I feel like he's doing this, now I'm gonna let him finish, but obviously if he fought Crawford in the amateurs, then he fought Spence, a year ago, he's more reminiscent of how Spence felt in the ring. And he probably has an idea of how Terence Crawford was, but let's be realistic. Terence Crawford came into the game at 135, did his thing, moved up to 140, did his thing, moved up to 147. So Terence Crawford was always a naturally smaller guy than a Danny Garcia and a Errol Spence. If we all remember, or I don't want to say remember, but if you guys know Terence Crawford's story, he was never known to be like that guy. You feel me? He was never known to be the most skilled or the best. He was just always a dog. And what made him be better was his losses, was him getting beat up in sparring, etc. And that's what made him the dog he is today, was because he was never that guy in the beginning. Like Danny Garcia was that guy in the beginning. Errol Spence was that guy in the beginning. Crawford never was. He was a nigga from Omaha, Nebraska, dark skin, and no one gave a fuck about it. Let's just be 100 with it, okay? So that dog in Terence Crawford is a lot different than the dog that Danny or Errol Spence has, and I'm just being 100 with you. You just don't, you're not taught the type of shit Terence Crawford has. I'm telling you right now. That's my personal opinion, but let's go.
And his work rate. The only thing he can't do is just get caught.
Mm.
Because he been getting caught a little bit, looking a little shaky. But
Do you
other than that, I think he gonna win.
do you think Crawford is actually the bigger puncher?
I would say they punch. He throws the shorter punches. That's why I think his punches look harder. Spence are a little bit wider. He throws those shorter punches. I think that's.
And that's interesting because Danny Garcia is going off of what he's recently said. He's seen. He's not going off of amateurs. He's felt his power in the amateurs. And I'm pretty sure Danny Garcia's probably like, I know his, like he had power when he was a little nigga. I know he has power now. So I love how he said, you know, it looks like Terence has more, but it's because he throws shorter powers, shorter punches, while Spence throws a little bit more wider punches. So he's being very respectful, but to be in reality, it's not that it looks, but in reality, if you throw shorter punches, you generate more power rather than if you kind of flare the elbow out, things like that, or you know, you're kind of overextending on certain punches, you won't generate as much power. This is another thing too, because Danny Garcia knows, if you know Danny Garcia only throws short punches, right? And we have to remember this when it comes to Terence Crawford as well. He throws short punches and he overextends and he throws medium range. So he has it all. Errol Spence doesn't throw too many in-range, tight, short hooks, tight, short uppercuts. He's more so body, then work my way to the top, right? Which a lot of those are looser punches. So you're not going to develop a whole lot of one punch power from it, but it's a cumulative thing. While Terence is more so like methodical with an aggression. Boom, boom. I'm going to switch stance and then I'm going to hit you with that big shot. So Terence sets up his power punches. He'll tap, then boom, right? Where Errol Spence, he is a he puts everything. His power punches are congruent with each other, right? He's throwing them all together. So you can feel all of it. They're accumulating on you, and then maybe he can try and come over the top. But he's not changing the power placement of it. Everything is coming in strong. While Crawford, he knows I can set you up here, get in close, tight power shot that I can knock you out with. Earl doesn't really move that way, if you understand the differences. I'm not saying one is better than the other. I'm just trying to kind of explain what he's saying in lamest terms.
That's why his has more effect on me.
Got
His
you.
Spence throws more, but it's a little wide, but it breaks you down.
See, he
So,
just
I mean,
said
you're
it.
like-
So Spence throws more, but it's a little wide, but he breaks you down. Like I said, accumulative punches, a lot of power behind them, but they won't generate as much power because they're cumulative and they're a little bit more wide. And he's trying to put things together, 4, 5, 6 punch combinations. Terence, he's more so setting up the big shot so he can be like wide, a little loopy. But I'm doing this to set up that tight, boom, left hook. Look what he did against Kell Brook, for
one
example.
of the rare guys that I've seen that's actually like siding with Spence. Like a lot of guys are kind of siding with Crawford. Why do you kind of think that, man?
What was the question? I really couldn't hear
I
you.
was saying like you're one of the rare guys that's really siding with Spence.
Yeah.
Like why do you think so many guys are siding with Crawford though?
You know, they got number one. So a lot of people, you know, feed into that. So I look at the styles.
That was, I ain't gonna lie, man. I appreciated that response from Danny. I didn't expect him to be so transparent, but I think he said a lot of things without saying it. Me personally, I think he's going with Spence because that's what he most recently remembers. He basically got demolished in that fight, so it wouldn't be a good look for him, especially since he was calling out Terence Crawford himself. It wouldn't be a good look for him to say Crawford's going to beat Spence, because then you're basically saying like, oh, I was calling out Crawford knowing I was going to lose to him. So, but if you really dissect, in my personal opinion, what he was saying, I think deep down he thinks Terence Crawford's going to win. That's what I personally think. But maybe I'm being a fanboy. Maybe I'm being biased. Y'all let me know. What did you guys get from this? Drop it below in the comments. As always, man, hit the like button, subscribe to the channel. Road to 5K before the end of the year. Y'all already know what it is. I'm finna drop another video too. It's going to be a short one. I'm going to give you guys an update on when it comes to this channel, man. We're going to keep moving. We're going to keep grooving. We're dropping content out the ass. Y'all check out the community board. You already know what it is. Fluence Lounges is going crazy. Tomorrow, I'm finna be doing something a little bit new when it comes to the Fluence Fridays. I'm going to give you guys, I don't know if it's going to be like 5 reasons why I feel like Jake Paul is going to beat Hakeem Rockman Jr., or if I'm just going to give you the straight blueprint of my personal opinion of how he's going to beat him and why he will beat him. But y'all look out for that tomorrow. But also, there's going to be a little bit something new to come to the channel too, man. Remember, I've been telling y'all I'm doing music. I'm gonna drop the music. I said I was looking to do drop some shit at the end of July. It looks like it's gonna be pushed back a little bit to August, but I got some music coming. I'm trying to figure out how I'm gonna roll it out, how I'm gonna do it, because I know a lot of y'all don't give a fuck. Y'all just give a fuck about the boxing, but you know what I'm saying? I gotta put it out. I can't just keep it to myself. So salute to the people, man. Appreciate everybody supporting. You know what I'm saying? Road to 5K for the end of the year. We only going up from there. You already know what it is. Subscribe to the channel on the Sports Nigga side of the game. I'll be back, but with more boxing. Much love. Stay blessed.